Hello and welcome to the AI Experience News Roundup. Here's a look at the latest headlines and key developments in the world of AI, all in under 10 minutes.
If you think about what happened from GPT-3 to 3.5 to 4, it just got smarter.
The field became known as artificial intelligence.
Can machines really think?
What if by 2025, artificial intelligence radically transformed your daily life, your work, and even the business world? This is the near future depicted in a compelling article by Forbes, which explores the increasing integration of AI into all aspects of our lives. According to Forbes, over 80% of businesses already rely on AI for core functions, and this trend will only accelerate. This article predicts that emotional interactions with AI will become commonplace, whether with virtual coaches, assistants, or companions, making AI feel more human. One of the most controversial points addressed is the possible emergence of artificial general intelligence, AGI. Sam Altman of OpenAI believes it could emerge as early as 2025, while other experts remain skeptical, arguing that those predictions are more about redefining AGI than a real breakthrough. This article also highlights the evolution of AI agents into autonomous entities capable of making decisions and performing complex tasks, paving the way for unprecedented efficiency gains. Forbes envisions a future where AI will not just answer our questions, but will take concrete actions with micro-agents collaborating on complex workflows. Voice technology is also set for a bright future. Forbes predicts that it will replace the keyboard as the primary means of interacting with AI thanks to integrations like ChatGPT in Apple's Siri. Video creation is also expected to undergo a revolution with tools that enable users to generate professional content with minimal effort, unlocking new opportunities in marketing and media. One of Forbes' most audacious predictions is the possible advent of billion-dollar businesses run by a single person, thanks to the complete automation of operations by AI agents. That's a bold bet. Finally, the article stresses the importance of adapting to a future where AI would be omnipresent, integrated into retail, wearables, and everyday tools, reinventing traditional workflows and boosting efficiency. While these annual trend reports often sell magazines and get clicks, these are, helpful guides for envisioning the tangible implications of AI on our daily lives and the economy. While generative artificial intelligence is making headlines, how is the notoriously cautious banking sector approaching this technology revolution? An article from the French newspaper Le Monde reveals that the major French banking groups are adopting a very prudent approach to generative AI. Despite the technology potentials, they are not rushing into its integration, even though several practical applications are already operational or planned for 2025. What is particularly interesting here is the contrast between the general excitement surrounding AI and the reserve of the banking sector. This caution approach couldn't be explained by the sensitive nature of the data handled by banks, as well as the risk of AI hallucinations, which is the production of false or misleading answers. The article cites several examples of applications already in place or under development, like credit application analysis, information extraction from complex documents, customer advisor assistance, and even the detection of early warning signs of financial vulnerability in customers. AI plays a role of an assistant, an analyst, but doesn't replace the advisor in the customer relationship for now. However, we learned that Hello Bank, the subsidiary of BNP Paribas, is an exception, testing a chatbot based on Mistral AI's generative AI with a large-scale deployment planned for 2025. The article also highlights the importance of the return on investment in AI for banks. BNP Paribas, for example, is targeted 500 million euros in gains linked to AI in 2025. Finally, the newspaper mentions the vigilance of the unions, attentive to the social impact of AI and the doubts that will remain from actual gains that banks will be able to derive from it. It will be interesting to follow how French and European banks and financial sector more broadly will integrate generative AI in the coming years. Will they be able to ride the fine balance between innovation and caution? The future will tell. Can artificial intelligence have a spiritual dimension? The question may seem odd, yet a growing number of religious leaders are exploring the possibilities offered by AI in the exercise of their faith. An article from the New York Times published last month delves into this unlikely encounter between spirituality and artificial intelligence. This article immerses us into the world of these avant-garde religious figures who use AI to translate sermons in real time, conduct theological research, and even write sermons. We discover, among other things, the story of a rabbi who created a bot capable of writing and delivering a sermon in his place with a very accurate imitation of his own voice. What's particularly interesting here is how AI is perceived and used in a religious context. This article compares the arrival of AI with the innovation of the printing press, radio, television, and the internet. All technologies that have transformed religious practices over the centuries. While the use of AI for research and communication is generally well accepted, its use in writing sermons is much more controversial. Some religious figures see it as a distortion of their mission, a loss of authenticity, and the human dimension essential to spirituality. This article relates the experience of a pastor who used ChatGPT to generate an entire religious service, thus attracting a new audience. And he wonders, can God speak through AI? A question that, according to him, raises many fears among some Christians. Pope Francis himself has addressed the impact of AI on ethics and religion without, however, directly commenting on the use of AI to write sermons. He stated that wisdom cannot be taught from machines. This article also explores the limitation of AI in this context, notably the risk of hallucinations, that is, innovation and erroneous quotations. The rabbi's bot that we talked about, for example, invented a quote from Jewish philosopher, which could be a problem. Finally, the article touches on the generational impact. Some entrepreneurs believe that the adoption of AI is necessary to attract younger generations at a time when church attendance is in decline. Imagine for a moment being able to question Vladimir Putin about his intentions in Ukraine. Does that sound crazy to you? And yet, that is exactly what the CIA is doing thanks to artificial intelligence. In an article from Uzbek and Rika published on January 2025, we learned that the CIA is using artificial intelligence in a rather unexpected way to create digital twins of world leaders. Imagine a chatbot that stimulates the personality and reactions of heads of state like Vladimir Putin or Xi Jinping. The idea is to feed these digital twins with all the information the CIA has on these leaders, whether it's public data or intelligence gathered by its agents. Then the agency's analysts can interact with these avatars, asking them questions and simulate scenarios to try to anticipate their reactions and decisions. It's a bit like a strategy video game, except that here the stakes are very real. The CIA hopes that this tool will allow it to better understand the intentions of foreign leaders and make more informed decisions in foreign policy. But that's not all. The article also highlights that CIA's desire to modernize and collaborate more closely with the private sector, particularly with companies in the Silicon Valley. The agency recognizes that it needs the technological expertise of these companies to remain competitive, specifically against China, which is investing heavily into AI. We are therefore witnessing a strategic rapprochement between the world of intelligence and that of tech, with potentially significant implications for the future of geopolitics and international security. Is American dominance on the field of AI under threat? That's the question raised by a recent Wall Street Journal article which focuses on the meteoric rise of the Chinese startup DeepSeek. DeepSeek recently caused a sensation by launching a new AI model capable of reasoning and solving complex problems, triggering a shockwave in the financial markets and a $1 trillion drop in the value of American tech company stocks. Beyond the questions of costs and investments, the Wall Street Journal article highlights a crucial issue. Where does the true value of AI lie? Will DeepSeek democratize access to AI and make it more accessible to the many? Or will the value of AI remain concentrated into the hands of a small group of companies? Those are the front of the innovation who are constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible. The article also underlines the competition threat that DeepSeek represents for American tech giants like Google and OpenAI. In fact, OpenAI has launched an investigation to determine whether DeepSeek copied its AI model using a technique called distillation. In any case, one thing is certain: competition in the field of AI is intense, and China is becoming a major player on the world stage. That's a wrap on this week's AI News Roundup. Join me every Sunday for a new episode in English or in French, packed with expert interviews on the front lines of the AI revolution. For my French-speaking listeners, head over to the show AI Experience en Français on your favorite podcast platform. And if you liked what you heard, I'd really appreciate those 5-star ratings. Talk to you soon.